Welcome to the Collector Cave, and tonight we have a review of a figure that I have been patiently waiting for since it was announced over like almost a year and a half, 2 years ago. And this is a third-party figure by a company called S-Hero, and the figure is called Iron Monarch. And what this is based off of the comic book from years ago, Demon in an Armor. What if Tony Stark was Doctor Doom? And so this is a version of what if Iron Man became Doctor Doom. Such a cool story arc. And what's crazy about this release is that it comes with a Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man head sculpt. And, this was announced way before Marvel announced RDJ as Doctor Doom a few weeks ago. So it's like S-Hero was like a mini prophet when they decided to make this figure. And I think once that announcement hit, they realized they got to get this figure out. So I can't wait for this. I love Doctor Doom, my favorite villain. I reviewed the S-Hero Doom Monarch end of last year. He showed up in December, which was like the official Doctor Doom version of this figure. And this one took longer. There was some issues with that S-Hero Doctor Doom or Doom Monarch. I was fortunate. I didn't have any issues. I absolutely love that figure. I'll show it off here in a little bit when we compare it with this one. But some people had some major problems, some major QC issues with that Doctor Doom figure. So I'm hoping S-Hero took a step back to correct some of those issues. And I hope this release knocks it out of the park. Because I absolutely love the Doom Monarch figure. And the fact that we have this with a Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt, it's just insane. I haven't opened it yet. It's still in this packaging. It came from China. I ordered it from Giant Toy. This is a company in China that I trust ordering from. I've ordered quite a few figures through the years from these guys, and I've never had an issue. They always deliver. If I have a problem, they respond. They help me out. So this just showed up today, this afternoon. And I am absolutely stoked to go over this figure. So looking at the packaging, it has like this whole Iron Man motif going on, the arc reactor in the middle, Iron Monarch 1/6 scale collectible figure. On the side, it says the same. It's a shoebox style box, and on the back is nothing. And then on the bottom is another arc reactor symbol. So let me get this thing out of packaging, out of this paper. And I'm going to compare this with the Doom Monarch box because the boxes are different sizes, which kind of blows me away because I'm thinking, this is probably just going to be like a different colored, different head sculpt, but everything else is the same. I don't think that's the case. So let's get into it. Okay, so you can see the comparison in the box sizes. The Doom Monarch box is almost an inch taller than the Iron Monarch, but the Iron Monarch box is wider and deeper. So, yeah, this is not what I expected. I expected the exact same type of box size, all that stuff. And it's been so long, and I didn't look back online as to exactly what this version comes with. The Doom Monarch came with a lot of cool accessories, a goblet, a book, a lightning effect, whatever it was, power effect. And all I remember is that this one, has the RDJ head sculpt. And I'm hoping, because they didn't give any fists with the Doctor Doom figure, which blows me away. There was no fist. I'm hoping they have fists with this one. And I think this cape is wired. The cape and the hood is wired, I think, in this one. Unlike the Doctor Doom, which did not have a wired cape or cloak. So, boy, do I dare unbox this thing live. I think I should. I'm so nervous. I just hope I open this thing up that everything is going to be in order. Nothing's broken because I hate to have to call somebody or email somebody in this case, right? So like the other one, it's a nice foam padding. The foam is different. Not as thick this time, but here we go. You guys ready for the reveal? Here we go. Boom, there he is. Okay. Everything looks to be in order. There's the RDJ head sculpt. Let's check that thing out real quick. Oh my gosh, that actually looks really good. That actually looks really good. The masks are the same. I've only seen one mask this time. The classic Kirby looking mask, which is awesome. That's a mask I'm going to use probably. There was an issue trying to get that mask. They're magnetic. In the other Doom Monarch version, this mask was like too tight. It holds on fine, but it was difficult. And then here's the one they're going to have the arc reactor blast effects. And then unlike the Doom, these are red gems in there. And then here's a clamp. Oh, this is different. Oh, this is heavy. This is metal. So the Doom Monarch came with a crotch grabber. This one has got a flight clamp. Now there are no, it's all metal. This is metal on metal here. So I don't think it'll be a problem with this figure's outfit because it's just this fabric. Ooh, the belt is black. And then, of course, with it being a Tony Stark figure, you have the that red, that maroon, and the gold, like it's an Iron Man suit, which is super, super cool. These are in good order. I heard people say some people got theirs and these pauldron or these knee cap things were broken off. Mine looks to be in good order. I haven't taken the figure out yet, but let's try and see what's underneath this packaging, this top layer, because I have no idea. Ooh, look at this base. Holy cow, it says Stark on it. This base is completely different than the one with Doom Monarch. Oh, and it gives you some different types of covers to use. Some sort of city view, and they just place right in here, I guess. Just like that, yeah. Another one like he's flying above the city. And then this one looks like it's Egypt. So whatever, that's cool. Here's the flight arm, almost very much like a Hot Toys flight arm. Although there's two ends to screw in, so that's weird. I don't see a cap on the top. And then here's some effect pieces for the feet. I'm not sure which ones are which. And then these ones here. So feet or hands. Is that everything? Yep, that is everything. Okay, so I'm not seeing the other Doom mask, which is unfortunate. It looks like he just comes with this one mask. Unless it's somewhere down here. We'll have to check. But as of right now, it's just the one mask. That's fine. All right, let me go ahead and get this thing completely unboxed, and then we'll take a look at and figure out everything that he comes with. All right, and here is Iron Monarch and everything that he comes with. It's of note that this one does come with less because it's cheaper. When I bought Doom Monarch, it was $229, $230 US dollars. And this Iron Monarch is $204.99 or $205. So, like 25 bucks cheaper, something like that. So you only get one mask, which is a little unfortunate. I would have liked to have a second mask. They did fix the problem and give you fists, which is good. I'm so bummed that Doom doesn't have fists. He should have. And then we'll talk about the mask and the magnet. It works much better, but the eyes don't line up. So for pictures, it's kind of tough because it's shadowed, but if you want to see his eyes, you're going to have to do some modifications. They don't line up. But other than that, everything seems to be in good order with mine. Definitely less accessories. They do give you these blast effects, right? Booster effects. And I will say this, they don't fit in the pegs at all. They don't fit in the pegs out of the box. So for example, these are the ones that go for the hands. Here's the hand. They will not fit out of box. So bad QC job on S-Hero right there. I'm going to take a knife or something or a sandpaper and sand this to get these to fit inside. So right out of the box, that's a bad QC issue. It's not the end of the world for me. My figure's not broken. It's in good order. The joints are pretty good. So, for that price though, this stuff should work right out of the box. And then these ones go in the feet. And again, those don't fit either. They don't fit. So S-Hero, if you want to stay in the 1/6 scale market, you gotta get better QC, man. Better QC. I love your ideas of what you're doing here. I love that you did this figure. But you got to step it up in your QC department, buddy. But yeah, regardless, it does come with a flight pole, which is nice, and this metal clamp, which is nice. I don't see it damaging the figure over time because of the type of material this is. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. You do get this nice base, although it is pretty big. It's bigger than a typical Hot Toys base, unless you looked at the King base, which is massive. But this looks pretty good. I can't tell if there's a sticker on here. I don't think there is a protective cover. Maybe there is. I don't know. But yeah, it looks really nice. If I zoom in a little bit more here, you can see there's a little pattern. It's a little pattern here on the metal. So yeah, I'm okay with this. And these are I showed these real quick, but here's again the change out. They give you 3 different options. It would have been cool if they had some sort of thing with like Latveria, but like a castle, but you get a city option, like he's flying above it. This one, like it's another type of like futuristic looking city. And then the Egypt here. So yeah, I mean, the problem with this base is you can't just go with a black base unless you don't care about this hole in the middle of the base. I'm assuming that hole is to pop out. No, it's not to pop out the cover. What is that hole for? What is this? Yeah, I don't know why they gave a hole in the middle there. It doesn't do anything. Huh. Maybe for the mold, I don't know. But yeah, I guess you could maybe put his foot over that if you don't want to use one of these base things. But yeah, that's okay. And then there's that metal clamp, which moves good. Again, even the clamp is metal. This is metal, and then it just screws in, I think, to one of these ends, probably this end right here. I'm assuming. Let's see if this even works. Yep. So that's good. If I can focus my camera. So that does screw in there. Let's see if this screws into the base. Make sure this stuff works right. Yep, so that's threaded correctly. No problem there. So yeah, I mean, cool, they gave a flight rod. Now, the only problem is, I just realized, there's no option. You have to have him flying. And as high as that is that going to fit inside a DTOLS? Oh boy. With Hot Toys, you can lower this. So the only option for him is to be on the flight base up here or stand and risk falling. Unless I bend this crazy down somehow, that'd be tough. Not the best engineering. But, you know, a third party, sometimes you take some risks when you order this stuff. Let's look at some of this other details here, the hands. So the hands look nice. If I can maybe just hold one up for you. And of course, this is the gold paint, not the silver. This is the same hand that the Doom Monarch came with the green electrical effect that would plug into the bottom. And then you get these grasping hands with the red, you know, fake gem thing they put in there, whatever that is. And then the mask. I would warn you guys, be careful with the paint application. I dropped this mask, the Doom Monarch version, upside down when I got this figure, and I kind of pulled it along the bottom of the floor, and the nose paint rubbed off on the tip of the nose. It really bothers me. I should have picked it up. I was lazy, and I slid it towards me. So just be careful with the paint application on these. It looks good. The paint application does look good. Kind of that gold bronzy look, like an Iron Man look. Very cool. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what you probably want to see is this head sculpt, right? Let's check this thing out and see how good this thing looks. Robert Downey Jr. Third-party head sculpt. Not bad. I think the mustache paint is a little weak. Let me zoom in even closer. Yeah, not the best paint job with the mustache and the goatee, but still, I mean, overall, it looks like him with, you know, this helmet on he's got. And it is magnetized, just like Doom Monarch, which is cool. So that's nice. And it's a good, strong magnet. That head's not going to fall off. But yeah, this, I think it's a good head sculpt. I think the eyes look really good. The eyes look really good. And I think it's a winner in my book. For a third-party head sculpt, this is a winner in my book. So the question is now, do I pose him with his mask on or off? I think it'll have to be off. And you can see here, it's a magnet, and it goes on good. Back out a little bit here. It goes on good. It goes on better than the Doom Monarch mask, but, and it's going to be really hard to show you guys because of the shadow with the eyes, but if you want to see his eyes in the mask, you're not going to. You have to. This has to go way up. His eyes are way up here. So, Yeah, his eyes are up there. And the way the magnet sits, it sits too low on the face. But I think with pictures, you're just going to see the shadow like this, the black eyes, which I think is fine as well. And again, with it being an RDJ head sculpt, you're kind of probably want to display it that way. Maybe with him holding the mask, looking at it like, who am I? What have I become? But yeah, it looks pretty good. So let's go over articulation. Okay, as we mentioned, the head is on a magnet, and it's a really strong magnet, top notch. That is super strong. And so he can, because the magnet's so strong though, he can't look down too far because the magnet pulls it back, or up. That's as high up as he can look. And the neck does not have a ball joint, so this is what you get. You can do some head tilt a little bit. You can turn his head really nice, which is good. But as far as looking down, that's not too bad, I guess. But looking up is kind of where the trouble hits. And then the arms are on ball joints. Now you have to contend with this armor. Oh, as you can see here, if I zoom in, let me see if I can zoom in here. You see the tech armor? It's like almost like he has like the a tech suit on underneath his armor instead of the chainmail that Doom has. That's a cool touch. Really cool. But yeah, arms go up about that far. There is a bicep swivel. Now I'll tell you, with having the Doom Monarch, you have to be careful because these pieces are all move, and if you want to get the joints to bend, you're going to have to really play with his armor and move the armor around to get it where you can get the arms to bend fully. It is limited a bit because of the armor, but you have to expect that with an armored figure. It's going to be some limitation. Ball hinge wrists are really good. Yeah, no problem there. But you just have to play with his armor. If you want to take pictures, you got to really play with it to get it looking just right. These things can spin around completely. If you take the hand off, these can all come off. So just know that. As far as upper torso, I don't think there's anything. No, there's just a ball joint in the waist, which, you know, does pretty good. You can twist good. He does go down pretty far. He goes back a little bit, not too much. And then the legs, if I lift this up, you can see more of that suit there. You zoom in a little bit. Not trying to check out his junk, but just look at the detail there. Yeah, really cool. There's that black belt. Now this is full leather. I really expect this belt to, you know, have issues over time. There's no strap here to hold it in place. The other Doom had a strap, I think, with the pistol. So this kind of sticks out, but it doesn't look bad. They did use a silver. I'm surprised they didn't use gold on there. But that's all right. The legs go up. Let me zoom back out, sorry. Go up about 90, a little less. And there is a thigh rotation on the leg. And then ratcheted knees, which go about that far. You can see this armor is kind of a little rubbery, so you still gotta be careful with it. Like I said, people said these are broken off in packaging for them when Doom Monarch showed up. But this it's not bad. You just gotta be careful with it. You can hear that ratchet in the knee. That's good. And then ball joint ankles, which this is definitely the weakest part of the figure. These could possibly be a problem down the road. If I zoom in, you can kind of see that ball joint right there. See that? You just bring the armor back down to cover it up. And no toe articulation, which I'm fine with. I don't need toe articulation on this figure. Not one bit. And then if we look at the details in this guy, just like the Doom armor, there's all these inscriptions. Look at on the boot, the shin guard, the knee, the thigh armor. I'm impressed with the look, and it's plastic. It's not metal. You can't expect that for $200, $209, whatever this guy was. There's inscription and etching up on here. Do those mean anything? Or they're just etchings. I don't think they mean anything. Yeah, looks really good. And then of course he has his arc reactor, because he's, you know, still Tony Stark, just that he's not Iron Man. He's Dr. Doom. And that arc reactor doesn't light up or anything. There is a red. That red might just, yeah, that red is just from the tunic. There's not a red, you know, nothing. It's just the tunic in there. So it doesn't like light up. It'd be cool if it would have lit up, I guess. But it's not a big deal. The light up stuff is gimmicky. The batteries never last anyway, so a couple photos, and that's about it, and then you're done with it. But overall, I think the cape up here flows good. If I lower his arms back down again, nice flow with the cape. Let's put the mask on and put the hood on. The hood does not have a metal wire, which is unfortunate. I really wish this hood had a metal wire, because you could really get it. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to back out. Sorry, guys. I'm so into this figure that I'm not paying attention to my camera work. I guess it sits pretty good. It doesn't sit bad. But if it was wired, you could really get a nice, great looking cloak here. But in real life, this is what it would do, right? It wouldn't be perfect. It would look something like that. This sits really good, actually. And this material, as I mentioned in my other review with Doom Monarch, if you own the Sideshow Collectibles Mythos Obi-Wan 6-scale figure, this material is a lot like that Obi-Wan material. Very, almost suede-y, I guess is a word I could use. Very supple. It feels very nice. As you can see, it drapes really good. The color on this, they chose this maroonish red. Looks really regal. It looks really nice. And yes, there are wires, so you can get a wired pose. The wire is very thin. It's definitely a cheaper end wire, but it is wired. So there's that. So you get him flying. You know, you can go ahead and get some poses up with this wire. But overall, I think I'm happy. I'm satisfied as of right now. And I've only played with this thing for just since this video. You know, we're talking like 10, 15, 20 minutes. That looks pretty cool. Unfortunately, I can't show you guys what the blast effects look like because they won't fit in. And I'm not about to try and force this and mess paint up on these hands. But out of packaging, out of box, these are too big. Or the holes are too small, one or the other. So I have to take a knife or some type of sandpaper, maybe sandpaper, and just sand this slowly and check the fit every little bit so it doesn't get too small and it won't stay in, right? I don't think you got to take a whole lot off, but something definitely has to give. And the same for the boot effects. You need to probably, and this is a smaller peg, so you got to be careful. That peg is really small compared to the hand effect. See? So yeah, I guess I do wish there was more accessories. I'm a sucker for accessories. But boy, as much as I love the RDJ head sculpt, this gold-plated Doom looks awesome. That's really cool. All right, let's go ahead and try and strike a few poses here real quick. Okay, and here's Iron Monarch striking a Iron Fist pose, something Doom Monarch couldn't do because he didn't come with any fists. One of the biggest misses of all time in action figure creation. But this guy, he can strike that pose, and he's got his other hand, this open palm hand. It's like Tony Stark wants to take over the world. I've avoided speculation about this Doomsday movie with RDJ as Dr. Doom in the MCU. I want to be surprised because I'm a huge Fantastic Four and Doom fan. So, you know, but man, it's cool to have this in the meantime, right? Because who knows when Hot Toys will make a Dr. Doom figure. By the time the Fantastic Four comes out next year, maybe 2026, 2027, we'll get an RDJ Dr. Doom figure. So we got some time to wait still. So in the meantime, something like this, you know, is gonna hopefully hold me over for a little bit. But I think that looks really cool. You don't need to get a lot of crazy poses with Doom because he's just, it's less is better with some of these bad guys. Just a simple pose like this is fantastic. Let's try something else here. Okay, here's a cool pose of Tony Stark holding the Dr. Doom mask, wondering who he's become. Demon in the armor, as that What If comic was called. Yeah, that looks really cool. A cool shot would be if you could get a shot through the eyes there looking at his face, but I think it's too small to do that. But still, that's pretty cool. This mask is balancing rather precariously on his hand. there's not really a good hand to hold the mask. This is your best shot because these open splayed hands that are shooting on the arc blast, whatever, aren't going to work. Unless maybe you held it in his palm somehow. Or use some tacky putty, something like that. By the way, here's what the wrist looks like. It looks really good. Really nice detail. There's like some stuff on the knuckles and everything. Let me try zooming in even closer. Yeah, look at that. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Nice detail. Not perfect. This figure's not perfect. There's some misses, but overall I'm happy. That is really cool. Let's get one of them on the flight rod. Okay, and here's Iron Monarch floating above Egypt on the flight rod. And it looks pretty cool. You know, I don't have the blast effects in because, again, they won't fit out of package, which is disappointing. But this overall looks really good. I forgot to wire the cape out, but you can definitely get some, you know. Again, the wire isn't the best wire in the world. It's not very thick. The gauge isn't very thick. So it is kind of hard to get this to stay. But you can definitely, you know, take your time with it and mess around with it and get some nice flowing, like he's floating, flying up in the air type thing. But I have some bad news. I measured it, and this will not fit inside a Detolf. This will not fit inside a Detolf. So that kind of stinks. That's where I wanted him. And I know if I don't have him clamped on a crotch grabber, he's probably going to fall walking around in my room, stuff shakes, whatever. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Unless I'm missing something, but that clamp just, you know, it screws into the very top up here. That's it. That's all you got. So I don't know. If you guys have this figure or you see other reviews, let me know. Maybe I'm missing something. But I think this is the only option you have for displaying him on the stand with a flight rod. Let's do some comparisons. All right, and here is Doom Monarch next to Iron Monarch. And you can see they look pretty good side by side. I'm looking forward to having both these guys in my Detolf. Hopefully Iron Monarch won't fall because that flight stand's too tall to be used unless you bend it all crazy to get it to work. But yeah, these look really great too. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and take a look at them. There's that goblet. I love the goblet in Doom's hand. And one thing I want to do is head swap, right? Because you can see what he might look like in Doom. Only problem is that he has the gold around the head, and that's not going to match the you know, the silver, the metal look that Doom has. But we're still going to do the swap. So yeah, that looks really cool. Awesome. Okay, and here's what Robert Downey Jr. might look like as Dr. Doom in the MCU. I really hope they keep like this look. They did a good job with Kang, keeping it mostly comic accurate. I hope the same thing holds true for Doom. But this looks, even though it has the gold around the helmet, it looks really good. He looks really good. If I put this mask on his face, I don't know how it's gonna look. It doesn't even stay on for some reason. It's like the magnet doesn't work on this one. They're opposites. You can't swap the masks. I can't believe that. Yeah, the masks cannot be swapped. Nope. So the polarization, or whatever it's called, is opposite on these figures. I can't believe they did that. Why would they do that? So you can't swap them. You can't put this. You can't put this mask on Robert Downey's face. So that's kind of weird. Yeah, it's too bad. I think there's a way with magnets to change that. I can't remember. But if we put his on, I mean, that still looks pretty cool, right? I mean, it's not Dr. Doom with not having... All right, we're back. I just ran out of storage. That was unfortunate. But yeah, look at that. Even with the gold, that looks really cool. Really cool look right there. Man, this is awesome. I still can't believe the magnets are backwards though with these two head sculpts, but it's okay. It'll be all right. So at the end of the day, is this S Hero Iron Monarch worth it? For $209, for me, I think so, because I love Doom so much. Any type of iteration I can get, like this one with Robert Downey Jr., you know, before the MCU even announced it, this was announced. So I think it's super cool. I think these figures should be a little cheaper. If you look at Mars Toys as a comparison, they're a third-party seller as well. Their figures are cheaper and better quality than S-Hero. But with that said, I think the head sculpt here is serviceable. Paint apps, maybe a little left to be desired with the paint apps. But overall, I think they nailed the likeness. The eyes look really good. And this looks imposing with this maroon and gold, like an Iron Man look in Doctor Doom's armor. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I don't know how many people are going to get this figure. A lot were disappointed with the Doom Monarch because of some QC issues. And again, I have some QC issues out of the box here. Like again, these things won't fit out of the box. I have to do some work on these pegs, shave them down some to get it to work. That's unacceptable for a premium format figure like this, right? The price of this thing. But still, with all that said, I'm a sucker for this. I'm glad I have this. I probably won't be using these anyway, honestly, so it's not the end of the world for me, but just know that that could be an issue. And there is some work to do with this figure, some futzing to do with the tunic and the cape and these armor pieces. All three of these pieces are separate on the arm. You got to move them around, get them right. It's hard to get the hands on because the armor pieces move. I suggest heating the hands up before putting them back on. I had a hard time getting this fist back on. I had to heat it up with a hairdryer, and then it popped on pretty easy because these pieces move around and it's hard to get the hand on. But yeah, anyways, getting back to the figure. I'm glad I have it. I'm glad it came to my house undamaged. Nothing's broken on it. I hope other people that get this figure get the same as me, that the figure works for them. Let me know, though, if like these blast effect pieces don't work for you either. It could be across the board. It could be everybody. Or maybe mine was just a bad run. I'm not sure. But yeah, we put his mask back on. I wish they would have given 2 masks. But with that said, I'm glad they gave this mask, the Kirby looking mask, which to me is my favorite. I'm not as big into the modern looking masks, but I'll take anything I can get when it comes to Doom, especially in this scale, because no one seems to want to make a Doom figure for whatever reason, other than S-Hero. So kudos to S-Hero for doing this. It's not perfect. It has some issues, but overall, I'm glad I have it. So again, let me know your guys' thoughts. You know, like, comment, subscribe if you would. Love to hear your guys' thoughts on this figure. And until next time, this has been S-Hero Iron Monarch. Thanks for watching.